I saw Brett in the elevator. He's up here in New York today. I saw him at the elevator, and he is always so gracious and so kind. And he, honestly, none of the news people have any reason to be kind to me. I think I make their life a living hell. But it's good to have him up in New York. Now, Al Gore is back, which must mean that the Obama administration thinks that health care is in the bag. I'm not sure, because now they're turning their attention to the climate change bill. Gore is showing up all over the friendly confines of the Obama-adoring health care reform-promoting, climate change-endorsing media outlets like MSNBC and this morning ABC. Unfortunately for Al, something happened on the way to the carbon trading bank. Scattered shower of journalism broke out over Good Morning America with Diane Sawyer. She surprised him with this little gem.
Here's Glenn Beck giving a challenge to you about cows and methane.
I'm siding with PETA on this one. Once again, asking Al Gore, if you really want to save the planet, Al, why don't you put down the cheeseburgers and pick up your veggie burger? Time for maybe soy milk and tofurkey.
Well, you know, there is a serious issue about the connection between the growing meat intensity of diets around the world and damage to the environment. That is a legitimate issue. And like a lot of people, I eat less meat now than I used to. I'm not a vegetarian, don't plan to become one, but it's a healthy choice to eat more vegetables and fruits. So it's not a laughable issue. Diet is an issue that's connected. But the biggest issue by far is CO2. And methane comes from a lot of sources, including, it is the principal component of natural gas, coal mines, rice, a lot of sources. And it plays a somewhat larger role than scientists thought in the past.
So tofurkey for you?
I don't plan to. No.
No. And I don't plan on buying any more of your BS either. I don't. You know, as my grandfather used to say, he looked as uncomfortable as a prostitute in church. I think there might be something a little more uncomfortable. He looked as uncomfortable as an honest man in Washington. But you usually do look a little uncomfortable when you're deceitful. Gore has deceived us time and time again about the biggest cause of this horrific problem. It's not your SUV. According to the chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Al Gore's beloved IPCC, quote, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, has estimated that direct emissions from meat production account for about 18% of the world's total greenhouse gas emissions. This is what he said to the BBC News. Get this. Transportation, by contrast, accounts for 13% of humankind's greenhouse gas footprint. That's not according to me. That's the IPCC. You know, the one that he talks so much about the movie. According to the IPCC, eating meat is worse than all of the cars, trucks, SUVs, buses, trains, planes, private jets, and presumably even the space shuttle launches combined. Well, maybe they're just one of the tiny, teeny, almost imperceivable minority that just don't agree with Al Gore. Who, you know, these people, they probably believe that the Earth is flat and the moon landing was faked. We shouldn't even discuss them. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe before I dismiss the IPCC as a bunch of flat earthers, what has Al Gore said about these people who made the connection between eating meat and global warming?
I think that we have all made some progress, thanks in large measure to the fantastic work of the scientists of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And it's important to realize that these 2,500 scientists at the top of their fields all around the world have now issued 4 unanimous reports. In spite of that, there is still work to do.
Like not eating meat. No, Al Gore called them fantastic. Said it was unanimous 4 times. Wow. Sorry, Al, I thought this was all about saving the planet. I mean, if that's the goal here, if global warming or climate change or whatever you want to call it today, because climate change, it seems to be changing. If it was so bad, you know, and the planet that we live on literally was on the brink of catastrophe, you've told us this continuously for years and years and years. I would think that you, who really believes it, would do anything to get the job done. I mean, I've got to do everything. Pass up a cheeseburger? No, I don't think I can do that. You're kidding me, right? If you want me to buy into this hoax, I'm sorry, this theory, and give up meat, Wow, it seems like a small price to pay to save the entire planet. America, just like everything else we've talked about on this program today, it isn't about saving anything. It's about redistribution of wealth. There is a story in the New York Times today about the tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. Nobody really knows for sure. Only his accountant knows for sure. Only he knows how much Al Gore is making from this climate change hysteria. I have to tell you something. I am the most enthusiastic capitalist since Adam Smith. I have no problem with anybody making money. Al Gore can make money. I mean, if I could sell sponsorships on this chin right here, I would. It would just say, Third Chin, sponsored by Goodyear. I don't have a problem with that. If I could do it, I would. But a money-making scam cloaked in phony righteousness, lies, and quote-unquote solutions that are going to cost our entire economy, not really cool with that one. Al, if you're seriously concerned that the Earth has a temperature, why don't you put down the T-bone and grab a stalk of broccoli? Get out of the Gulf Stream, get out of that Gulf Stream 550 and try a bicycle on. Stop using 20 times the energy in your home every single month that the average American uses in an entire year. When I see you make those changes for climate change, I might start to be concerned about the sea levels and the hurricanes that didn't happen this year, or the crowded endangered polar bears that have only increased in population by a factor of 5. Then maybe I'll start worrying about those things. In the meantime, I would just like to thank Diane Sawyer for pointing out that he might be a little bit disingenuous. I can't even believe I'm saying this as these words are coming out of my mouth, but joining me next is the president of PETA. And we actually agree. Who'd have thunk it?